Hello and welcome to my channel, Kelly Legends Media. I want to thank all the subscribers who have subscribed to my channel recently. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. Set that notification bell on all so you'll be notified whenever we drop a video or whenever we go live. And also, if you could take a second to hit that like button, it's a way to support the channel. It gets the videos cooking in the algorithm to where it gets streamed more than video that doesn't receive likes or many likes. So I'd appreciate that very much if you can do that, just to support the channel, help it grow, help it reach more people. Okay, so today's video is a video that I talked about doing, but I really couldn't really see the value in telling the story. But I guess if I tell it to the very end, yeah, there's some value to it. And so I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. This is a story about the first time that I went down Whittier Boulevard during cruising. Not only was it my first time to go down there, but it was on a New Year's. And a lot of things go on down on Whittier Boulevard back in the days on New Year's Eve. Okay, just before 12 o'clock. I mentioned before in other videos, there was a tradition every year at exactly 12 o'clock, besides all of the people shooting their firearms up into the air and honking their horns, blasting their music, you know, in their cars, bumping, you know. Guys and girls would get off the car and hug and give kisses for New Year's, you know. Or, you know, if a girl saw you and liked you, she'd get off her car with her friends and run over to your car and reach in and grab you from around the neck and give you a big old wet one, you know, big old wet kiss. It was a tradition on Whittier Boulevard, New Year's Eve. Anyways, that was my first time going down there. So me never being down there, I wasn't prepared to go. I thought I was, but I wasn't. But I had an older sister who's no longer with me, Lillian. They used to call her Flaca. That's my sister, Lillian Barone. Rest in peace. She hooked her little brother up. She went and she bought me some pants. I forgot what kind of shirt she got me. I already had some nice kicks. I went with my best friend at the time. He was already from my neighborhood. I wasn't in the neighborhood yet. I think I was around 13, maybe 14 years old. Anyways, I went and got a haircut that day. And when I came home, my sister had my pants all ironed for me, man. She creased them down real nice. She had my shirt ironed, all pressed up. And she had all my clothes all laid out and stuff. And then she hit me with a little bit of klecha, you know. She told me, like, you know, hey, mijo, be careful while you're down there. Watch out for this, and that. Woo, woo, woo. You know, she gave me a big sister talk, you know, and kind of like, just told me to stay on my toes, you know, and to make sure that I made it home. Moms didn't know where I was going. My sister did, but moms didn't know. So I get all dressed up and I take off before my mom gets home from work, you know, hang out with the fellas, and we take off down to Whittier Boulevard. On the way down to Whittier, I run into a homeboy. His name was Santos. Big old vato. Santos from Maravilla. And I didn't know who he was. My compadre knew, but I didn't know. But he banged on us, you know. Hey, soy Santo de Maravilla. And what? We both crossed the street towards him. And my compadre said es plaquiazo and the barrio, right? And when I got up to him, I asked him, I go, hey, fool, what's wrong with you? What are you yelling about? You know who I am and this and that, right? And I told him, man, you know where you're at? This is Mariana, you know. Well, soy Santos de Maravilla, whoop-de-whoop, you know. So I crack him. I'm a little kid, you know. He's a little older than me. He's probably around 16 years old, you know. Little on swole, a little bit on the fat side too. Nevertheless, we start chucking him, right? And I got a good one in, and he just goes falling back and lands on his back, and he was out. He was out cold. And probably the first time I knocked somebody out like that, you know, out in the street, fighting in the street. I wasn't from the neighborhood. What they called it back then is I was backing up. I used to back up the neighborhood, you know. Anyways, so now I'm feeling my oats, you know. I'm strolling a little harder, you know. I'm thinking I'm all that, you know. And we go hit the boulevard, and I was listening to a lot of the comments the girls were making, you know. They just thought that it was cute that we were so young and we were all, you know, Bonnaroo and down on the boulevard. Oh, look at her cute. Hey, Mio, come here. Hey, what's your name? Blah, 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 you know. Kind of embarrassing, but hey, you know, we were young. And there wasn't too many girls our age, you know. If we were going to hook up, we were going to hook up with some girls older than us, obviously. Because there was really not too many young girls like that out and about, you know. 13-year-old, 14-year-olds, you know. Anyway, so it's 12 o'clock, man. Never kissed so many girls in one day, you know. Beautiful, beautiful girls, you know. So we ended up jumping in a car and going with some of the homeboys and some other girls over to the neighborhood, you know. And we were drinking and we're smoking cigarettes, you know. And you know how that cigarette smell gets on your clothes, you know. So I think it was around 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, man, you know, I'm gonna take off, you know. So I go to the pad, right? Mom's just home from work now, of course, and she's asleep in bed under her blankets, hugging her pillow, knocked out. I open the door real quiet to her room. I look. Mom. Hey, Mom, I'm home. I go closer and I'm like, Mom. And I got just a little bit too close. Mom, man, she reached around with her left hand, reached up, grabbed me by my t-shirt, pulled her right hand out from underneath the blanket, and she had this piece of branch, you know, probably about this thick. I'd say, what, maybe 2 inches in diameter, still with the bark on it and everything, man. And she cracked me, man, across my face with that sucker. She hit me right here with it. Bam! I just heard a big old crack. So I'm trying to pull away from her now and get away from her, man. And she's pulling back, trying to hit me, and I'm trying to block her chingazos, right? She's pissed. Where in the hell were you? I've been waiting for you. Who do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. And so me being a little kid and not really knowing how to respond, man, I just broke. As soon as I pulled away from her, I took off, right? And my sister's looking at me and she's just shaking her head like, fuck, you fucked up. And as I'm running, she opens the door. Choom, and I run out the back door. I don't even think I touched the stairs, man. I was gone. And my dad comes out to the back porch and he's whistling. He had this whistle, sound like this, but he did it loud, you know. I'm like, oh man, now pops wants me home. You know, he's gonna give me some too. And we had a huge backyard with a bunch of trees and sheds and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just kicking it back there, thinking like, man, I'm gonna get my ass kicked right now, you know. My dad whistles again. So I come out. I'm like, what's up, Dad? And he's laughing. My pops is laughing. My pops was cool, you know. He goes, come here. And I went over there. He tells me, hey, man, you really did it this time, man. Your mom's pissed. She wants me to really, really kick your ass, you know. He goes, come here. And I got closer to him, and he leaned over, and he was smelling me, you know. He goes, man, you come home smelling like liquor and cigarettes at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, and you gotta, you know, you gotta go in the room and wake up your mom. Why didn't you just go in and wash up and change clothes at least, you know, before you went in there? Because she said you smell like booze, you know, and cigarettes and like bitches. Yeah, Pops says, I'm going to tell her I let you have it, you know, so you stay out here for a little while. And when you go in, I suggest you just go in and just go to sleep, you know, go to sleep. And I was drunk. But Pops got a kick out of it. And then my sister came to the back door and she's like, hey, Mio, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right, sis. She says, all right. She says, man, I didn't know you were going to come home at 2 o'clock in the morning. I thought you were going to stay there for the festivities and then get home, you know. She goes, where'd you go? I go, oh, we went to my friend's house after. And she goes, yeah, well. Anyways, you know, I hope you had a good time. I hope it was worth it, you know. My sister was cool. Played a big part in raising me when I was growing up, you know. Anyways, I really didn't learn too much that day. I kind of liked the whole scene and everything, you know. But I learned a valuable lesson, man, that I had an experience, and that was that my mom could be vicious, you know, and don't be fucking around and pissing mom off, you know. So from that day on, I made sure that if I did something, that moms wasn't gonna find out, and I didn't have to deal with her, you know. And I found out that I could be more open with my pops, you know. And my dad tried to give me a lot of consejos, you know. He tried to give me a lot of advice as I grew up. But I'm like one of those kids that had to learn myself, you know. You couldn't tell me, hey, that thing's hot, don't touch it. Because I'll go up to it and wet my fingers and try to listen for the sizzle. And you know what I mean? I wanted to touch it and, well, yeah, it is hot, huh? You know, like, I don't know. It's just, I was just wired that way. You know, I had to find out for myself. But anyways, there's no real deep lesson to all this. It's more just like a funny story that I remembered my first experience going down to Whittier Blvd to cruising night. You know, no car, no bike, nothing. We walked down there, pretty much walked the boulevard, you know, checked out the scene, listened to the music, seen all the badass cars and stuff, the girls, you know. It's quite an experience, you know. And I learned that if I hit somebody hard enough, they just might fall down and close their eyes, and I might not have to fight. But anyways, that's my little story. You know, it's just a little story for fun. Trying to jar some memories on you guys, man. I'm sure you guys probably have thousands of stories just like this one, man. But anyways, this is my story of my first experience on Whittier Blvd. Hope you enjoyed it. Like always, man, I just want to remind everybody, please, man, stay free, keep your head up, and Let's stay on track, man. Do what we got to do to be out here for our families. Things are getting funky, man. Today I went to go buy a dozen of eggs. You know, $20. $20. I couldn't believe it, man. Like, what is this world coming to, you know? But anyways, hopefully things will get better, man. All we could do is leave it in God's hands and hope and pray that things get better, man, because they're looking pretty bad right now. The United States is looking pretty bad right now in the eyes of our neighboring countries and other countries. Anyways, this is my story of the Boulevard first experience, and just wanted to share that with you. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. God bless you. God bless your families.